This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, Dunedin's lunchtime shoppers are treated to two different protest groups making their causes known. The main entrance to Wanaka could be in for a dramatic change if a proposed development is approved. And despite losing most of her wardrobe in a fire, Lisa Lamb was still the fashion favourite at Wingatui yesterday. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Holly Buchanan. Dunedin's lunchtime shoppers were treated to two different protest groups who were making their causes known today. One group was protesting against the ANZ Bank's oil investments, while the other is calling for pay equity for Ministry of Justice staff.
When one protest group meets another on a Dunedin street corner, PSA representatives protesting pay rates for court staff walking past a group of climate change protesters. Meeting up outside the Dunedin District Court, Public Service Association organiser Scott Taylor called for gender equity and increased pay.
We are a loyal band who love our jobs and do not take industrial action lightly. The jobs we do to keep the justice system running cover a diverse number of roles. Court security officers, court registry officers, victim advisors, court reporters, family court coordinators.
Meanwhile, outside Dunedin's central ANZ branch, a dozen environmental protesters rallied against the bank's investment in the oil industry.
ANZ is acting as a roadblock to climate action because they're investing $5 billion into fossil fuels and have just announced a 50% increase in the amount they are going to fund into fossil fuel related projects.
Adam Curry is urging the ANZ to follow the example of other banks.
So all the other banks are taking really strong leadership around New Zealand and around Australia and are actually saying, we're going to refuse to divest, to continue to fund fossil fuels, and they're divesting. So we've got a big leader today and we're going to say to ANZ, please divest from fossil fuels.
The ANZ says that considerably less than 1% of its total lending in New Zealand is to oil, gas and coal-fired electricity generation, and 0.001% is to coal mining. In Dunedin, for The South Today.
A man who sustained critical injuries when a car and bus collided near Kingston last week has died. One man was killed at the scene on State Highway 6, with police confirming the second man has died overnight in Dunedin Hospital. Police say the man who died at the scene was 23-year-old American Spencer Jason Hom Dow. The other deceased man was also a 23-year-old American but cannot yet be named. It's believed the pair met while travelling in New Zealand. The crash also left 10 people injured, although no one else sustained life-threatening injuries. The cause of the crash is still being investigated and police would like to speak to any witnesses. It was the second fatal crash involving a car and tourist bus in the area in just over 2 weeks. The main entrance to Wanaka could be in for a dramatic change if a proposed development is approved. Directors of Mount Iron Junction Limited have applied to the Queenstown Lakes District Council for resource consent for the multi-million-dollar development.
The main entrance to Wanaka in central Otago, relatively unchanged for decades, but now a major change is on the cards. Directors of Mount Iron Junction Limited have applied to the Queenstown Lakes District Council for resource consent for a $20 to $30 million development right here at the intersection of State Highways 6 and 84.
It's 5.8 hectares of land, and the council wanted to see the infill, see how it looked as a complete concept. So we've obviously filled in all the gaps. So there's not going to be no fish hooks down the line. It is what it is. You've seen it all on a piece of paper.
Not only would the site be used for a village for up to 90 seasonal and long-term workers, it would also allow for a new double-lane roundabout to be built.
That's going to alleviate a lot of congestions in town. I think if both of them could end up out of town, that would be fantastic.
The company's master plan suggests 2 stages, with the first including a service station and accommodation, the second a motel and commercial precinct. Shika says worker accommodation is going to be a key aspect of the project.
And I'm an employer in town. It's very, very hard to find accommodation for your staff in town. and I think there's even people that would like to come to town and have a job but can't actually stay here. So purpose-built worker accommodation village is going to be a big thing for Wanaka, I think.
He also has an agreement with Caltex, which would shift from its existing site in central Wanaka. The timeline of the construction is subject to consent. In Wanaka, the South Today.
And police say a large late-night brawl outside a student pub marred an otherwise quiet Melbourne Cup day in Dunedin. They say there were 7 evictions from Wingatui yesterday and 1 arrest after an assault on a security guard, but the crowd was better behaved than in previous years. Nearly 30 people were treated by St John for a range of injuries and other issues, including sunburn, twisted ankles from high heels and intoxication. Police were called to a large fracas outside Starters Bar in Frederick Street around midnight, resulting in 2 arrests and the early closure of the student haunt. On a more positive note, a Mosgiel woman has risen above losing everything in a house fire to be crowned the fashion favourite at Wingatui yesterday. Fashion in the Field winner Lisa Lamb clinched the competition with a black lacy dress she bought weeks earlier.
First place winner, Lisa Lamb.
With a dress bought on Trade Me a few weeks ago, Dunedin woman Lisa Lamb being crowned Fashion in the Field winner at this year's Melbourne Cup Day at Wingatui Racecourse.
We had a house fire earlier this year and I usually have at least 30 or so dresses to choose from, which we lost earlier this year.
So she went on a mini shopping spree to restock the wardrobe, finding this number from a bridal shop online and using her creative skills to craft her own fascinator.
I think this fascinator cost me about $15 to make, rather than the hundreds of dollars the ladies inside have said that they've spent on their fascinators.
She says her family lost everything in the February fire after an electrical fault at their house on Chain Hills Road.
House went up, my son and I got out of the house okay, lost everything we own, but you know, now I'm winning Fashion on the Fields with something I purchased a couple of weeks ago and something I made within the last 2 weeks as well, so it's fantastic.
Not so fantastic, the swarm of bees that flew into the crowd before the semi-finals of the fashion competition, sending the small but well-behaved crowd ducking and screaming. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And still to come on the South Today, the Dunedin City Council's new trial freedom camping site attracts a few campers and ruffles a few feathers. And Breast Cancer Awareness Month has ended, but one Dunedin woman has a sobering message to share.
Come along to the wonderful garden evening at Mitre 10 Mega and let me help you get it done right.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making lawn care a snap. They will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season.
It's always really satisfying when a customer comes back after doing a purchase of outdoor furniture and knowing that we've got it done right.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food. friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
It's that time of year. It's time to get into the garden and it's time to get your weed eater. Down here at the Power Garden Department at Andersons Bay Road, this year it's all about the cordless weed eater. Come down and see us at Mitre 10 Mega and we'll help you get it done right.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Petrol prices getting you down? Keep the smile on your dial with an e-bike grin from Electrify NZ on Cumberland Street. For an average $2,000 savings per year, why wouldn't you? Book a test ride today.
Welcome back. Met Service is warning residents across much of the South Island to expect significant rain tomorrow with flooding likely in places. Severe weather warnings and watches for heavy rain are in place for most of the south, including Dunedin. In southern and coastal Southland and eastern Otago, the period of heavy rain is expected to last from 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow. Met Service says an active front is forecast to approach the South Island from the Tasman Sea today and move slowly north during Thursday, bringing rain to most places. The Dunedin City Council's trial freedom camping site opened this week, attracting a few campers, and the DCC admits one of the city's camping grounds has already contacted them about it.
A sink, a recycling station and a couple of portaloos are the basis of the Dunedin City Council's trial freedom camping site. DCC Group Manager of Parks and Recreation Robert West says it's early days of the summer trial.
The idea behind it is that we've seen an increase in freedom camping numbers on our two existing sites at Warrington and Ocean View, and Council wanted to look at options, centre city options, to try and take pressure off those two sites this year.
He says up to 65 vehicles can use the facilities at a time, but admits he's had a call from one of the city's camping grounds.
We've had one campsite come back officially, but look, I guess freedom camping is not a neutral subject. People tend to be very pro or very anti. So, yeah, I can see that people that own campsites and backpackers would be concerned about the economic impact.
West says the portaloos and other facilities are here for freedom campers until April 2019. Then the council plans to review how it's worked when the site reverts back to a car park again at that point.
So the way that we're approaching this from a council point of view is to, at the end of the seasons, we'll look at how effective this has been. We'll review our strategy. We're getting better at data collection, and the aim is to get better at managing freedom camping every year. So will or won't this be a permanent site? This is a car park for the people of Dunedin, so it will revert to being what its purpose is once this trial closes, and then we'll re-evaluate what we do for next year.
One of the freedom campers using the site yesterday told the Otago Daily Times the asphalt car park has a character like no other they've been to, and says it's a lot noisier but quietens down around 9 p.m. In Dunedin, the South Today.
37-year-old Sonia Gillian had been battling debilitating chronic back pain when she went for an MRI scan last year. The scan discovered she had breast cancer, which had reached her bones and was untreatable. Breast Cancer Awareness Month has just ended, but Ms Gillian told the South Today her story is a warning. People have to be aware of their health for all 12 months of the year.
Yeah, the bad back pain started, like a year and a half ago. And I was going to physio and the doctors for pain relief, and yeah, we just thought it was back pain for like about a year before somebody thought to keep me in an MRI. They looked at my bones, said bone pain, and they saw the cancer everywhere. And they thought it was a bone cancer to start with, but then because they scan up a little bit higher, because of my bone pain was, they caught the bottom of my boob, they said. And yeah, then they saw it was breast cancer. I always tell everybody it's not actually, I don't even have the hard part, because I'm just going to die, it's fine. I'm easily fine. I have to live on. Guys, my poor kids. Yeah. See, there was a bit of depression. But they help treat all that as well. The doctors are working really good. They're excellent with pain relief and trying to maintain a quality of life. When I was in hospital, I was like, oh my God, it's going to happen soon. But then, because I was really sick. I was really sick. It was horrible. I couldn't keep the food down. I couldn't eat anything down. Yeah, I was really ill for a while. So I thought I was going to die pretty soon. But then we got in touch with the radiologist, whatever. Yeah. People who do radiation. And he just kind of said that we don't know how long you'll live, and you'll live with it for a while. And he started talking about like what you'll do in 5 years and stuff. So we got the idea that it's not actually immediately fatal, hopefully, as long as you can keep it in the bones and it doesn't spread. Mm-hmm. It's something you learn to live with like a chronic disease, rather than an immediate death sentence, which is tough, although at the end you still die young.
And after the break on the South Today, it's all go for a Mosgiel peony grower as the season for the colourful blooms is in full swing. And we hear more about what's on the horizon weather-wise.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren, his Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Active Interior Design in Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
Come along to the wonderful garden evening at Mitre 10 Mega and let me help you get it done right.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Hello, it's Jeremy down here at Mitre 10 Mega in Andersons Bay. We've got 35 different lawnmowers down in our power garden department. We've got ride-on mowers, petrol mowers, battery operated mowers, push mowers. Did you know we've even got a robot, a little robot lawnmower that pops out during the day when you're at work or play. It'll pop out and mow your lawn. So come down and see me, Jeremy, down in the power garden department at Mitre 10 Mega in Andersons Bay Road, where we'll help you get it done right first time.
Petrol prices getting you down? Keep the smile on your dial with an e-bike grin from Electrify NZ on Cumberland Street. For an average $2,000 savings per year, why wouldn't you? Book a test ride today.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
I just like it. It's something that you can see the fruits of your own labour. You put it right now, you don't have as much to do at Christmas. If you come see me, Derek, in the garden department, then we get it done right.
Welcome back. Former Otago rugby coach Corey Brown is joining his brother on the Sunwolves coaching staff. Brown has resigned from his job as high performance and skills coach at the Highlanders and will help coach the Japan-based side in next year's Super Rugby competition. Brown coached Otago from 2015 to 2017 before joining the Highlanders for last season. But he's called it quits to head north and link with the Sunwolves coaching staff as an attack coach on a 2-year deal. His older brother Tony has also taken over as head coach of the Sunwolves for next season. And it's all hands on deck for a Mosgiel peony grower as the season for the colourful blooms is in full swing. The family team at Janefield say they've diversified, but at this time of the year they're all about the peonies.
Although the weather's warming up, things aren't slowing down for Roger and Cindy Whitson of Mosgiel, who own Janefield Peonies and Hydroponics. In fact, it's their busiest time of the year.
So over the next 6 weeks we're picking pretty much up until Christmas nearly, depending on the weather. As you know, it's pretty marginal around here sometimes. The real busy time is now.
Roger and Cindy have come a long way from not knowing much about growing peonies.
We first started in year 2000. We're looking to diversify out of our jobs. We had a 10-acre block here, hence we started off 2,000 peony plants, and currently we're up around the 10,000 peony plants, tubers in the ground.
Not only do they grow peonies, but also hydroponics.
Over the first 4 or 5 years we were quite busy in our other jobs as well as working here, and we bit the bullet and decided we were going to go full time at home, which we put a hydroponic unit in as a sideline, lettuce and herbs, the local market, to help complement the peony business.
They now have a vast range of Asian greens, herbs and also strawberries, which work as a good backstop for if something goes wrong with the peony crop. But for now it's all hands on deck with the flowers.
Picking, packing, taking all the side laterals off, it was all done by hand.
They may expand their peony crop in the future, but they already have plenty to keep them busy. In Dunedin for the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Dunedin's lunchtime shoppers were treated to 2 different protest groups who are making their causes known in the central city. The main entrance to Wanaka could be in for a dramatic change if a proposed multi-million-dollar development is approved. And Fashion in the Field winner Lisa Lamb clinched the competition with a black lacy dress after losing everything in tragic circumstances. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times. Welcome, Craig.
Hi there. Yeah, we've got more on the DCC's 2GP plan, which was
yes.
released today. Basically the blueprint for the next 10 years. They've opened up 190 hectares for residential development, which they say will be about 1,800 homes over the next 10 years. But already the property developers are questioning whether that's enough. With population projections for Dunedin, they don't believe it's going to be enough, and are really urging the council to have another look and maybe open up even more land. So yeah, it'd be a bit interesting to have a relook at their plan already, so early in the piece. We've got some interesting figures from the Education Department as well, showing southern schools are having to discipline more children than before. Suspensions for the year ending 2017 were up 40% on the year before. There's some interesting theories about it. They're saying that a lot of kids are are having adjustment issues because of split families or being in care. But also schools are getting a lot tougher on kids, whereas, you know, a playground brawl in the past, they might have got a telling off, but now they're taking firmer action. On our arts pages, we take a look at the New Zealand Ballet's performance of the Nutcracker, which is coming back to the city later this month. And on sports, Otago Volts playing Canterbury today, and a great innings from Hamish Rutherford, the opening batsman, who scored 150. Otago looking good for victory. Game's still going. We'll have a full catch-up with Hamish and a wrap of the match in tomorrow's paper.
Fantastic. Another full paper. Thanks very much, Craig.
Thank you.
And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by MolMap.
Tonight's southern view is of clouds approaching Dunedin from the south. Looking at the situation, heavy rain on tonight's cold front will ease tomorrow, but east coast areas are in for a soaking, with onshore airflow bringing further rain for most of tomorrow and Friday. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect rain and a high of 18 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson is wet with a high of 19, and Blenheim also rainy and 21 degrees. And to Canterbury, a cloudy day for Kaikoura with a high of 23. Christchurch is set to be rainy, also 23, and Ashburton also wet with a high of 22. Looking at the southern towns now, Catlins, Balclutha, Gore and Lumsden are in for decreasing southerlies, rain easing and 10 degrees across the board. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes area, expect moderate southerlies, rain and highs of 11 in Wanaka and 10 in Alexandra and Queenstown, and Te Anau also 10, but that rain will ease. Looking at the northern towns, where strong southerlies and rain are forecast for all of you. Timaru manages 18 degrees, Oamaru 13, while Omarama and Twizel a high of just 11 degrees. And in Dunedin, cloud increasing tonight with gusty, mild northerly winds dying out, with an overnight low of 13. Overcast and cold tomorrow with periods of rain, fresh, gusty southerly winds most of the day, easing from evening. A high of 13 and a mild low of 8. Cloudy and cold with more rain for most of Friday with a high of 9 and a low of 7. And in Invercargill, heavy rain tonight with fresh, gusty, colder sou'westers developing with a low of 11. Rain easing to showers and increasing sunny periods later tomorrow with fresh, cool sou'westers, a high of 11. Fine on Friday with sunny periods and some cloud and light variable winds, looking at a high of 14 degrees. And that's it from the team here this Wednesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz, channel 39.co.nz, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for watching. Do join us again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.